Welcome to official SL TV channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share my video and press the red button. Please help me to share my video.
Internal labor problem that they have. So it's not the Minister of Mines who should deal with it. It's the Minister of Labor. And he rightly did to go there. He did well to go there and trying to resolve the matter. That is fact. So if you have a willing partner, I agree with my brother that it can be resolved. But you must have a willing partner who wants to come to the table. But by the time they were dismissing the people, they were already moving their machines out of Koidu holdings, out of the site. It means they had an intention not to continue, which was provided the strike, which was voluntarily gone into by the people who were workers, and it was not instigated by any government official or any outside force. They decided that because they did not get the right amount of money that was promised to them because of the exchange rate that was still very archaic at that time, historical, they were not going to continue. They downed tools on their own. So it's not anybody's influence for them to down tools. When they down tools, the company saw that as an opportunity. So, we'll sack you. And they've done that. For me, that in itself is not very sincere in terms of dealing with labor and investment. I am sure that even the International Labour Organization and the International Chamber of Commerce, who oversee things like this, they will not give fault the workers nor the people who intervene on this issue. It is the fault of Koidu Holdings. Now, my brother talked about the economy being bad. He talked about opposition raising bars for incumbent governments, which are too high, to the point that when they come into power, they're not able to reach that. The opposition then, they promised that they were going to give free education, which was their priority. They've done that. They're going to improve human capital development. They've done that. They talked about trying to put in agriculture as a priority. They're doing that. So I don't see how much failure you can attribute to them for that. But where I have an issue, and I must come openly today, the toll gates and the toll road. You know what a toll road is? It's an auxiliary road. You have the national road and the auxiliary. In case the national road is not good enough and you can afford to pay, you can go into the business road. Toll road is supposed to be a business, and it is a business. You don't take the national road and turn it into a paying road. Even when people are paying their taxes to SLRA, SLRSA, and all that kind of thing, they're still paying toll gate. You don't do that. That was one of the reasons that I was kicked out of cabinet, because I did not approve of that. I said that if you were going to put a toll road, let the people who want to build a toll road give them allocation of land which they can use to build their road, or you give them the old road that runs from Hastings all the way to Mashaka, the old road. Let them develop that so that they can build it and then charge people for using it. But the road that people are using, which was built by taxpayers' money, should be left that way. I was kicked out of cabinet for that. So the idea of a toll road is good. It's an alternative. But you don't do it to the detriment of the public road. That public road now is being subsumed into the toll road. So that was my own argument. And that was the argument of the opposition at that time. I was not in opposition, I was in government, and I argued this matter, he knows, in cabinet. I didn't agree with that. But because it is what you call a collective responsibility, I wouldn't come out and say it, that I wasn't against it. The other one was the airport. They were going to remove the airport to bring it here. My argument was that, why move it? That area of Lokomasama and Lunge, the only thing that sustains them is the airport. If you take it out of there, that place is going to sink back into oblivion. And I was then a representative in parliament for that area. I cannot be part of this. I think we should improve Lunge and possibly find a way to make better access to get to Lunge rather than closing and shutting down Lunge altogether. One of the other reasons that I was kicked out of cabinet at that time. After all, they had second thoughts. They brought me back after they had done what they had to do. So he knows my stance on these things. And I think those stands are right. The opposition then was right. You need to leave the public road a public road because people pay for it anyway when they pay their taxes. They don't have to pay again to use that road. You build a new road, you give the investor space to build a road, or the condemned road, I'll call it now, the old road from Hastings to Mashaka. Give it to them to improve and let them own it. So this was what my position was. And I think the opposition then was right.
But at this moment, they've embraced those developments, and the cost for applying that route has doubled, and for some other vehicles,
Inflationary reasons. That's it. The dollar rate changed. They fixed the price. They fixed the price at the dollar rate. In 2018, 2017, 2018, they fixed the dollar rate then. Now the dollar rate is not the same in 2022 or 2023. So you still have to get the same dollars when you convert it to euro. This is the same problem that the Holians are having.
But the interpretation of the clauses in that contract, the interpretation of the clauses
in that
contract
yes,
never speaks to the current condition of things. It never points to say if the exchange rate does changes.
No contract. No contract will be drawn without taking into consideration the time value of money, how it changes. So that I don't agree with you. That it does not speak to it. It does.
Okay.
If it doesn't speak to it, then it was a very bad contract. I wouldn't have gone into it.
Quickly, as we see ways to take another issue.